What is the definition of a gamer? Today on Out of Character. Hi, and welcome to Out of Character. I'm Jason Corley.
I'm Aaron Lee Newbern.
I'm Don Deb.
And assisting us with engineering today is Scott Forster.
Hello.
Hey, Scott.
Hey.
So today I wanted to talk about something that I saw a thread on an internet RPG forum, and it sparked a huge flame war, and it wasn't even one that I provoked, okay? So this was like an unusual occurrence for me. Normally I'm the one that starts all the fights that I read about. But the question was, what is the definition of a gamer? And so I thought I would talk to these gamers that I knew and see if they knew what the definition was.
Of course, we're talking about pen and paper gamers, so we're going to take
Here
a stand,
we
right?
do, right?
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
pen and paper.
Yeah, no, but it's funny that you should say that, because I see that there's some room there, you know? Who's a real gamer? Because there's a certain amount of geek cred, I guess, that could be assigned to that. People could be very passionate about, their pastime.
Right. And, some people were very much trying to exclude just people who are there casually or people who are there socially. I don't necessarily know that I'm that mean, but...
I really dislike the term gamer. Or at
Why
least
do you
what
dislike
it has
it?
become.
Okay.
The problem with gamer is that, all right, let's take the term at itself. It's sort of a very vague, wibbly, meaningless term that at its core means someone who plays games. But we don't call people who go to movies filmers, or people or music snobs like me.
Moviegoers.
We don't call them musicers, but there's less of an moviegoer is not an identity. Gamer has been transformed into an identity.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things, a lot of places people have identities, especially if they're passionate about what they do.
But the thing about
winos, for example, coffee snobs,
But the thing about the gamer identity. It was created largely as sort of a marketing thing. It was largely initiated by game companies, sort of to turn a hobby into a passion and identity. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that this identity formation has become exclusionary because it has become a matter of geek cred, because it has become something that people treat as precious.
Okay.
I have a lot of people that think that I should like Firefly as a result of being a gamer.
You should.
I don't.
Well, you should.
I don't.
Well,
You should.
But see, the point is that's
Are you sure you're a gamer?
That's somehow part of the gamer identity.
And
right?
that's part of the problem, because we have created around gamer a term that etymologically means plays games, and created sort of a no true Scotsman fallacy around it. I don't know if you're familiar with it. The no true Scotsman fallacy is the idea wherein a term becomes increasingly specific and begets itself. What it references is, say one man says, a Scotsman never eats milk on his porridge. To which another man replies, but that's not true. My uncle, Scotty McScott, ate milk on his porridge every day. To which the first one replies,
he's not a true Scotsman.
No true Scotsman eats milk on his porridge. And that's the problem, because you have changed the word Scotsman to mean person who is from Scotland to person who is from Scotland and does not eat milk on their porridge. It begets itself, and this causes exclusion.
I need to take exception with the name Scotty McScott, if I can.
Scotty on Scott's a lot.
But
I think that, to a degree, I see what you mean in that we don't associate moviegoer with an identity. But I do think that people who are really into film probably do
have a community and an
some
identity
community
around
or identity around
and
that.
I think that's a good thing. Anything that brings us together inside of a community, anything we can identify with, say, hey, we're gamers.
But I don't like Firefly, Don. I'm not going to like Firefly no matter what you say.
And I'm totally down with community. Community is great. There needs to be more. Look at the great things that have been done by gamers. Mm-hmm. Looking even into the traditional and electronic, combine them together, you get things like Child's Play.
Right.
Just Ourselves, the Creative Play Project. As communities, we do great things. But the problem is with this no true Scotsman fallacy, we create exclusionary communities because of what's wrapped up in the name gamer.
So basically, a gamer is someone who hates the game that you play.
Yes, it's where it's where some of the unfortunate things in our community happen from.
It's funny because when you first brought this up, I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. We're gonna, or where is this going to go? Because really, I think we should, because I thought it was going to be an electronic, non-electronic thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, if they want to be, they're gamers, right? We should embrace everybody that's part of the community. We just have a certain part of it. But this really does have some depth. It's interesting when you talk about the identity. I want to take it now and look about just the other side of it, because it's like, yeah, there is a part of me that says, I am a gamer, and it's kind of silly. But then I've also heard gamer being defined as, oh, well, if you play cards before you're a gamer. It's like, that doesn't really encapsulate, that identity.
You play blackjack at the casino a few times, you're in.
Right.
You start liking Firefly.
that might happen.
Shiny.
Well, so that's on the other side of the spectrum, where it's like, yeah, you know what, gamer really, it's a mindset around people that like to entertain themselves with challenges, I guess is one way I
challenges.
Like to look
You
at
see
it.
that as a key element of games.
Yeah.
There are 3 people in my current gaming group who have never been to a convention. They've never been to a game day. They have only ever been in one game group at a time. Like, they're completely monogamous to one role-playing game group. They don't fool around with other game groups. You know what I mean? And they have been this way for my best friend Ryan. He's been that way for 20 years. Is Ryan? I mean, he, on the other hand, he's a role player, and he is guaranteed to be at my game week after week after week for the last 20 years. Is he a gamer, even though he participates in none of the gamer community?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why yes, Scott?
Because he loves it. Clearly, he's there every week, and he's fitted into his life. He's fit his life around the what he's doing. It is a hobby to him. If I go and sculpt every week for 3 hours and never show anybody, and never go to a sculptor's conference, never take a class, and for my entire life, for 20 years, I make sculptures, I am a sculptor.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a level of commitment, or, if you identify yourself as a gamer, that makes you a gamer. If you're a hobbyist in whatever hobby, I'm a brewer.
That was rejected soundly by many of the people in this thread. Just because they say they're a gamer, that doesn't mean they're a real gamer.
Oh, wow. See, I say get over yourself,
There's an elitism to anything that's new and different and cool. Motorist is
really
a
cool.
word that doesn't really mean anything anymore. Motorist is, but yet we still say when something is boring, oh, that's so pedestrian.
True. So, Aaron, do you think that a certain degree of exclusion is going to be inherent in the definition? Like, if someone just drops in at my game, okay, so maybe once isn't enough. But at some point, do we have to say, no, that's probably not someone that we would define that way?
By the very nature of definition, yes. You cannot define unless you define against.
Right.
Sort of the truth of language.
Right.
I think closet gamer is something else that has to be. You know what I mean? Because then you're not talking about with somebody that identifies themselves as a gamer, but you're still talking about somebody that may have this hidden propensity for challenge.
I found out a friend of mine at work, her husband is a huge HeroClix person and has been at Hats playing HeroClix ever since they moved to Phoenix, literally every week. And I never knew him because I don't play HeroClix and he doesn't play role-playing games. Yet we are literally one person removed from each other. And we just didn't have any idea. So I think that there is segmentation in our community for sure. Clicks players are not necessarily war gamers, are not necessarily role players.
Absolutely. But I think there is that common thread that brings them together.
I guess my issue with the segmentation is just the segmentation and the exclusion is, and this is a personal thing for me, is that I will be less critical of the term gamer when you can describe someone as a gamer without adding the adjective girl. That is where I take issue with gamer.
That is an excellent point. No one ever has to say dude gamer.
You're such a dude gamer.
Yeah.
You're a dude bro gamer. That means you turn your hat around backwards when you play.
Right.
I hope that we've assisted you in defining what a gamer is and maybe what it isn't. And if you want to start an internet flame war, now you've got more arguments to do it. Yeah, that's probably the way we should do it.
Facebook, Twitter.
That's right. We should probably start a big fight about this.
You
that seems to be
stupid Babby that poop in their diaper.
Flame on!
Exactly. So if you want to participate in this internet flame war, talk to us on Twitter, talk to us on Facebook, post a comment in the show notes on the website, and we'll be happy to engage with you. So visit pulpgamer.com if you want to see other great videos like this, and we'll see you next time.
Roleplayer.com.